Alright, so we're still rolling on. We've done 3 hop editions. As I said before, 10, 5, and 5 on Centennial. Now I'm going to take a beer break. And I'm going to drink something I've never had, a High Wire Brewery out of Asheville, North Carolina. It's their Mosaic High Pitch. High Pitch is their, I guess, standard flagship IPA, if you want to call it a flagship. It's probably the one that most people know of High Wire. So High Pitch Mosaic IPA. Shout out to Joe's Arcade, or Jow. Sinigliglia, Joe, sorry. Don't hear you say your name often enough to remember how exactly you say it. Jow is what most beer tubers and viewers of beer tubers know him as. So we're going to use his glassware. I don't have any High Wire glassware. I don't normally review beers, or I don't really know how to describe beers that I review other than good, not good, you know, generic, hoppy, malty, whatever. I poured it very aggressively, as you could tell. I kind of like a lot of foam. Mosaic, like, if that's the only one that's in here, let's read it, because I always hate when people read the bottle right on the thing. Balanced Western North Carolina IPA with bright citrus and tropical fruit aromas, big grapefruit, tangerine, subtle melon. So it has Mosaic and Centennial, dank and drinkable. So put that back here. I do smell a little bit of like the oniony, garlicky kind of aroma. And I know that's not normally what you get from Mosaic, but maybe the combination of Mosaic and Centennial gives you that smell. I do smell some tropical. Yeah, definitely like peaches and some of the more traditional Mosaic flavors coming through. Very creamy head on this one. Wow, it's microfine, pillowy bubbles at the top. Almost like a fluffernutter marshmallow. Something to like just drink the head. Technically my first ever beer review on YouTube, so I don't really know what to say other than it's pretty good. Don't go out of your way to find this. If it's in your grocery store, which is how this one was presented, it was under the build your own 6-pack shelf, which means it's probably not that hard to find, or you know, that rare, or even that noteworthy. I haven't looked it up on Untapped or anywhere else, but I figured since it said Mosaic, then it was going to showcase Mosaic. It's pretty balanced. It's not like overly malty like a lot of the earlier East Coast IPAs we're getting. Being in the same town as Wicked Weed, as it's on my hat, I think everybody's trying to emulate them without actually copying them, since they're the one that does IPA in North Carolina better than just about anybody. You could say Noda, and I believe it's the Heist in the Charlotte area are doing pretty good IPAs. I think the Heist is kind of known for their New England style, that's been obviously trendy lately. But High Wire doesn't really try to be anybody else. They just try to do safe, middle of the road versions of lagers, browns, stouts, like not even imperial stouts. You know, and this is a take on the original IPA that they did, and I'd say it's around a 3.75 on my Untapped scale. I typically give 3.5 stars to something that, if I was at a restaurant, you know, and the menu was limited, I would definitely order that, just because it's better than some of the other macro options, and you know, at least I know what I'm expecting. So 3.5 is considered right at the above average for the craft beer scale for me. Some people use 3.0 as like their baseline. If I'm comparing all beers from like the worst thing ever to the best thing ever. 3.5 is a solid enough beer that I can enjoy it and not complain too much. So this one gets a notch above that at 3.75. I don't know what you want to call that on the grade scale, like a B plus, or maybe a 90 on the Beer Advocate rate beer 1 to 100 scale that they use, or I know they use a different scale, but they always have a number associated with that. And a lot of reviewers will, you know, split hairs between a 98 and a 99, and I know that Darwin uses the 98 plus and the 99 plus, so you're really talking about like, why not just grade it on a 1 to 1,000 scale? But anyway, yeah, I like this. Heck, it might be even getting, as it gets warm, a little closer to 4 stars. I think it's because I'm not overly impressed with peaches in general, whether it's desserts or candy, or hops. So I don't normally get excited for the peach flavors. But this one actually does pretty good. So yeah, this one could actually end up being a 4.0, but definitely a 3.75 on the Untapped, which is where I'm going to after I stop recording. All right, cheers, and we'll get back to the beer brewing in the next go round. As you can see, pot's still going. It's time to lower the heat a little bit. All right, so we got another 5 grams, and we're about to throw in the Werflock after we do the hops. So I'm gonna grab my sock. Probably killed this heat just a smidge. So we're at the 20-minute edition. We'll do Werflock in about 5 minutes. So let that be a 15-minute edition to clarify. And then the final edition was going to be the 1 ounce of Mosaic, which I said before I've never used. And I really got turned off the last time I didn't use a sock, and I had to figure out how to strain all that hop matter. That was not fun. Because I love hops and I love, you know, hop juice, but don't like picking hop leaves out of my teeth and having it end up in my bottles, and it just doesn't look very good. So here we go. That's the last of the Centennial, and then Mosaic is next. So probably can't see me. Probably see my stomach.